Hello, friends. Welcome to the next episode of Real or Fake Transformers Names. My name is Jeff Levitt, and I am a big Transformers fan, nerd boy, and I've put together a little quiz of real and fake Transformers names, the really kind of like stupid ones all throughout the franchise, and I'm joined today by my friend, Taimul Chaudhary, who is not really at all a big Transformers fan, so a lot of these names will sound totally alien to him. How you doing today, Chowder?
Good.
All right, so here's how this is going to work. In each question, there are going to be 5 questions. There's going to be 3 dumb Transformers names. One of them is fake. So it is up to you to guess correctly which one of them that is. Additionally, the following information will be available to you. You can ask me what the toy turns into, its faction, so like Autobot or Decepticon, the year it was released, and the gimmick that it has in the toy line.
The gimmick, the year that it came out, Autobot or Decepticon, and...
Correct. And what it turns into.
Okay, yeah.
Yep. I didn't make up any of the gimmicks, so if you're hearing one of the questions and you're like, well, that's just too frickin' crazy to be a real thing, those are all real. I assigned real gimmicks to the fake names and stuff like that, so I didn't make any of that up. It all exists. But that's pretty much it. You think you got a handle on the rules there?
Yeah.
All right, then let's just jump into it. So question number 1, the names are Hothouse.
Hothouse.
Okay.
Bugly?
Bugly, Bugly.
Bugly. Okay.
Bugly. And Gunface.
Gunface.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, I know an anime where one of the characters is just a dude with a gun for a head.
Yeah, it's not a foreign concept for sure.
Okay, what does Bugly turn into?
He turns into like a hover jet, but he's part of the toy line, the Pretenders, which were basically little transforming robots that were inside like outer shells, and the shells were like people and monsters. So his outer shell is like a bug monster guy, and his inner shell turns into a little abstract hover jet type thing.
First one was Hothouse. Does he turn into a house?
Hothouse turns into an airplane.
An airplane. What's his gimmick?
Yeah, so he was a part of the Micromaster stations. So the Micromasters are just like little tiny boys, but the stations came with basically a transforming station. So he comes with the one that turns from like a fire station into a tank, which is where the name Hothouse comes from.
Oh, yeah. I see. Gunface, what does he turn into?
He turns into a tank. Short and simple.
I don't think that makes sense. Okay. And does he have a gimmick?
He is a color changer, so there were ones that came with like little water squirting guns, and then when you like got the warm water on them, then they would change color.
I'm going to say Bugly.
Bugly?
Yeah.
Bugly is real. Gunface is Gunface. The made-up one. All right, moving on to question 2. The names are Rapido, Bite Size, and Skull Cruncher.
All right, Rapido, Bite Size, and Skull Cruncher.
Yep.
All right, Rapido's gimmick.
Rapido is an accelerator. They had a removable sort of engine block in their alternate mode, which transformed into a gun. And it's spelled stupid and weird, like AXELerator. So even though they were all guns, none of them were axes. But
Autobot or Decepticon?
Autobot.
What year?
1993.
Okay. Year doesn't really narrow it down, does it? What was the second one?
Bite Size.
Bite Size. What does he transform into? What's his gimmick?
He turns into... So he is part of the Pretender monsters, so similar to the other Pretender one, except they turned into little monsters, and then their shells were also little monsters. He turned into like a little gremlin-type monster.
Okay. And Skull Crusher.
Skull Cruncher.
Or Cruncher, I mean.
He turns into an alligator.
And he turns into an alligator, okay. And Autobot or Decepticon?
Decepticon.
What year?
1987.
I think, going out on a limb here, but Skullcruncher, because they didn't really get into the animal thing until later, right? So
Skullcruncher is real. Yeah, no, they started getting into the animal thing at least in 1987. They just weren't like organic animals like in Beast Wars. I've got Skullcruncher. Got him right here.
Oh, okay. Dang nabbit.
The fake one was bite-size.
Bite-sized. Yep.
All right, moving on to question 3. This is a bit of a themed question.
Okay.
So the names are Power Punch, Power Blaze, and Power Flash.
All right. What do they all transform into? Just go in order there.
Power Punch turns into... He was a Micromaster combiner, so it was a set of 2 Micromasters, and they made up one vehicle mode, so he turned into like the back half of a missile truck. Power Blaze turned into a helicopter. And Power Flash, he was an action master, which is when they fucking started running out of ideas, and they decided, what if we made Transformers that didn't transform? So he doesn't transform, but they all came with like an accessory that transforms. So he had a gun that turns from a little like battle helmet into a little like robot tank.
Autobot or Decepticon, all 3 of them.
Power Punch is a Decepticon, and the other 2 are both Autobots.
I guess here, I'm fishing for as much info as I can right now.
Year, Power Punch 1990, Power Blaze 1994, and Power Flash 1991.
I'm gonna say Power Flash.
Power Flash is real.
God damn it!
And Power Blaze is the fake one.
Jesus Christ.
I have crafted a very difficult game. Ready to move on to question 4?
I'm ready to move on to question 4.
The names are Flywheels, Scram, and Firewire.
What is Flywheels? What does he transform into?
He was a duocon. It was like one guy who had 2 different alt modes. Not like he turned into both, but he split in half, and one half became a tank, and the other half became a jet.
Flywheel, okay. Although tanks don't really have wheels, they have treads.
Yeah.
And then second one was
Scram.
What does he turn into?
Sports car.
Sports car. The third one was
Firewire.
What does he turn into?
He is another action master, so he does not transform into anything. His gun turns from a little drone into a missile launcher.
Okay. Scram? Is Scram the fake one?
Scram is not the fake one.
God!
Firewire was my deception.
Firewire. Oh my god. Next one.
Last question, Chowder. So you're looking for a 1 out of 5 here. And I think this is probably my favorite question that I put together, so hopefully I'll have a good time. The names are Roadhead, Slowpoke, and Manta Ray.
Jesus fucking Christ. They're all ridiculous.
They're all pretty bad, right?
Yeah. Alright. Roadhead, what does he turn into?
He turns into a hot rod car.
Okay, what is his gimmick?
He is just a normal old Micromaster.
Slowpoke, what does he turn into?
He turns into a monster truck.
What's his gimmick?
Also, just a regular Micromaster.
Autobot or Decepticon?
Autobot.
Year?
1990.
And then we have Manta Ray. What does he turn into?
Turns into a racing boat.
Gimmick?
He was part of the Rotor Force, a line where they had little propeller guns.
Propeller guns?
Yeah, like one of those little...
Oh, like in the bayou, yeah. Right? That's what you're referring to, or...?
Oh, like for where it put on his alt mode? Yeah, it was like a fan on the back of his boat mode. But
I see.
they didn't all have things that were relevant to that, I don't think. But, you know, just like one of those little propeller, like, spring-loaded launchers. But the missile was like a circle with...
Okay. I'll just wait for that too. Hello?
Hi.
Fucking spam calls. This is my moment of redemption. I can't mess this one up.
Is it Roadhead? Is it Slowpoke? Or is it Manta Ray?
Roadhead? Is it Roadhead?
Chowder? Roadhead is fake.
Oh my god, yes!
He done did it.
Oh my god. 1 out of 5.
All right, Chowder, that makes your final score a 1 out of 5, which is, you know, all right. That's gonna do it for us today, folks. Again, I have been Jeff Levitt, and I've been joined by Taimul Chowdhury. I'll put both of our social media tags or whatever on screen and in the description, whatever the YouTube boys do nowadays.
Just place it on my hand over here.
Right there. Perfect. And here's mine.
My headphones.
Lastly, I guess the last thing to mention is that Chowder and myself and some of our other friends do a number of podcasts, including but not limited to the Common Geeking Program, where we talk about geeky and nerdy type stuff. So if you're interested in checking any of those things out, I'll put those also in the description. That's all we have here for that one today. I hope you enjoyed it, and please let us know if you think I'm making these too brutally difficult, or if I just enjoy making my friends in pain too much. All right. That's Chowder.
Yeah.
Yeah.